Hey guys, I'm Tara with Tara Simon Studios, and I'm going to be viewing So Will I, which is an awesome song, took the world by storm a little while ago. And Tori Kelly is the performer that we're going to be listening to today and kind of just assessing how she did it. She's not just singing, she's actually playing an instrument and she's sitting. So I chose this video partially for that because there's a lot of you musicians out there who sing and play at the same time, and singing with good technique properly while sitting is definitely something that's another level of difficulty. So I kind of wanted to show you what she was doing, good and bad if any. I haven't watched it yet, just to give you some pointers if you are out there gigging, singing and playing while sitting. Okay, here we go. First thing is that her legs are crossed. I know that's comfortable, but it's not always the best while sitting and trying to sing. It really constricts the amount of breath you're able to take.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time.
Really pretty tone, nice sound.
With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonder of light.
There's a little bit of I'd say an apprehension to open the jaw. She's doing a lot of like kind of closed mouth, chin forward kind of things. I know that sometimes can be a stylistic choice, especially when singing acoustic, but that can wear on your voice. So be sure to impart style to a song, especially if you're just singing with guitar. But remember that an open mouth is a relaxed throat instead of fleshed out the wonder of life. Costs you a lot less vocally to just open that mouth a little bit more. I like though how her posture is pretty upright. It's really easy when playing the guitar to hunch over it and look down, but she's doing a really good job of keeping her shoulders back.
And as you speak,
see that? As you speak,
100 billion galaxies are born.
She's switching from chest to head there. That's really nice flexibility.
In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. If the stars are made to worship, so will I.
Love the song. So good.
I can see your heart in everything you made. Every burning star, a signal fire of grace.
Yeah.
If creation sings your praises, so will I.
Very nice fluid vibrato at the end. Just kind of tails off. That's really nice.
God of your promise.
So a reason why you like Tori Kelly that you probably don't realize you do is those vocal fries at the beginning. It adds a lot of style, and actually it's pretty good for your voice. It sounds maybe like it's not like but actually that's an exercise that we use when exercising placement. It's really great to practice going from chest to mix when you go and really what she's doing is using that vocal technique and using it as a stylistic choice. Instead of going, God of your promise, she's going, God of your promise, which adds this sort of like wilty, like almost like melancholy, painful yet beautiful sound to the beginning of the phrase. And it gets your emotions going, and you may not even know why, but it is the vocal fry that she's doing right there.
You don't speak in vain.
A little bit more there too.
Syllable empty or void. For once you have spoken, all nature and science follow the sound of your voice.
Nice.
Oh, and as you speak, 100 billion creatures catch your breath,
Yeah.
evolving in pursuit of what you said.
Nice.
If it all reveals your nature, so will I. I can see your heart in everything you say. Every painted sky, a canvas of your grace. If creation still obeys you, so will I.
vibrato. I like that.
The oceans roar your greatness, so will I.
Okay, so I like the grit and the rasp on greatness, but the your, if you can see by her profile, you see the your instead of ya. It's just a rule I like to say, like never ever go to the R. It just forces your mouth closed and it does simulate strain, especially this is like one of the higher parts in the song. If the oceans roar your. There's just so much jaw tension there, I can feel it, and if you try it at home you will too. And instead, if you just went, if the oceans roar your greatness, so it goes right into the your instead of roar your. If you take the vowel of the ra and go straight to the ya, all you're doing is moving your tongue, instead of roar your, which forces this forward and forces your jaw to be what's articulating the words instead of your tongue. It's simply a control and attention thing, and she's kind of making this a very like acoustic, intimate feeling, and a lot of singers tend to do that when they're trying to make something sound really intimate, almost like it's painful for them to get it out even though it's not, and it does evoke a really nice emotion. But again, doing that costs you more vocally than simply dropping your jaw a little bit more, omitting the R and letting your tongue do the work and isolating your jaw. The greatness part sounded great and there was a little rasp and I loved it, but that vocal strain before is just a little bit unnecessary. She could have saved herself by just simply dropping her jaw.
For if everything exists to lift you high, so will I.
See, and that was a great example of omitting the R. For if everything exists to lift you high. That was a beautiful rendition of the word dares. She could have gone, for if everything it dares to lift. And while it doesn't sound bad either, it cost me a lot more to sing it that way than it did the first way. And she took out the R. If you go back and listen to the dares, it wasn't a hard R, it was des, which is what I really love to hear, so that was great.
If the wind goes away, you send
Nice vowel
it,
there.
so will I. If the rocks cry out in silence, so will I.
Nice.
If the sum of all our praises still falls shy.
So she did something interesting there, and I tell my students to do the same. When you have a non-phonatable consonant like P, when the sum of all our super hard. It's basically like driving a car uphill, stopping the car midway up that hill, having to turn back on the ignition and go up again. You're taking all the sound away on the P, and then you're asking your voice to phonate again on a high note. It's so much harder than changing the integrity of that consonant. So instead of a P, if you find the sister consonant to a P that's semi-phonatable, it's a B. So she kind of added that B in there, maybe unintentionally, but it was awesome technique. Instead of doing that hard P, she allowed her voice to still spin on sound, but through this kind of mix between a P and a B, and it allowed her to still sing somewhat through that praise note instead of stopping the sound and then exploding onto the A. So I wanna listen to that one more time.
The rocks cry out in silence, so will I.
So listen to her praise here. It's more like
The
Brit.
sum of all our praises still
Really
falls
good.
shy.
Nice line.
And we'll sing again 100 billion times.
Nice. Beautiful, beautiful. That's great.
Out of salvage.
There's that vocal fry again.
Chase down my heart through all of my failure and pride. On a hill you created, light of the world, abandoned in darkness to die. And as you speak, 100 billion fails disappear.
So you may not hear it, or you may, but what she's doing there is she's switching from chest to head to chest again. back to head. She did this at the beginning too. 100 billion failures disappear. It's great technique when you're trying to add pure tone on the bottom, but a really nice airy, wilty sound on the top. This is great for beginnings or ends of song, and as we're nearing the end, she's doing it again, because it creates a really nice dynamic of sound. The volume, if I did it all chest, 100 billion, you have to get bigger in volume as you go higher, but by switching to head voice, it allows me to hit the note while still being even softer, kind of giving an indication to the listener that we're sort of winding down the song. And that was really good.
Where you lost your life so I could find it here. If you left the grave behind you, so will I. I can see your heart and everything you've done. Every part designed in a work of art called love. If you gladly chose surrender, so will I.
Nice.
I can see your heart 8 billion different ways.
So that "d" could have been a little more open. The "d" was pretty, if you see, it was pretty chinny there. I could see your heart 8 billion different ways. Instead of different ways. It's not that she was off pitch, it's not that it sounded bad. But again, it could have cost her less, and it could have been a little more open and had more volume, more kind of like of an inner microphone sort of sound, if she would have just taken that tension here, placed it back down in her abs, and opened her mouth just a little bit more.
Every precious one, a child you died.
Switch to head voice there.
Say, if you gave your life to love them, so will I.
Love her vibrato, it's so free.
Like you would again 100 billion times.
Nice.
But what measure could amount to your desire? You're the one who never leaves the one behind.
Love her tone at the end, the breathiness of the H. You're the one who never leaves the one behind. Beautiful. So some characteristics that make this song hers. She didn't do a whole lot different with it. It was her tone, the way that she executed the notes, those vocal fries, a couple of those slight little slides up to notes, that rasp that she has, that's very much her, it's very much Tori Kelly, but while still really executing notes that were on pitch, that were relaxed enough to execute vibrato, and the little runs that she did. She didn't do a lot of them, they were very tastefully done, but she added just enough to where you knew, okay, this is my version of it, this is my style, my rendition, using this song in the context of this song, So Will I. I think overall it was very well done. I would have loved to see her uncross her legs so that she could have taken and used the full amount of breath that she has available to her. And if anything, as far as a facial thing, it would have just been the jaw, like dropping the jaw a little bit more and capitalizing on the space that she has available to her as well. It would have alleviated a little bit of the jaw tension, a little bit of the simulation of strain. But she's obviously super talented, has a really great voice. I love the freeness, and it's almost like a butterfly's wing, the flutteriness of her vibrato and her capability and agility to move quickly in riffs that just seem effortless, right? They're on pitch, every single one of them. There's no notes in the middle that are jumbled, and it just seemed like it was supposed to be there. And that's what riffs are made for. They shouldn't be forced. They shouldn't sound crammed into a song. They should sound like this is just perfect for this place. So really awesome job, Tori Kelly. I love this song so much. It was a pleasure listening to it. And we're going to be doing some more of these, so be sure to stay tuned, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at Tara Simon Studios, and also on Facebook. We've got some really exciting things coming up and some students that are doing amazing things. So be sure to follow us to keep up with us, and we'll see you on the next one.